What's up, guys? My name's Jonathan, this is my Canon, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cannoneer. Now today we've got a subscriber shot special by a designer that you guys have already seen featured on the channel before, Violently American. Now if you guys haven't checked out his channel or seen some of the videos where we've tested out his previous designs, I'll link his information below, as well as up here where I'll put one of the other videos. He's got some really cool stuff on his channel, so go check it out. But anyway, today we're going to be testing one of his designs that ironically you guys have been asking me for a little bit in the comment section as well, some giant Nerf darts. And I'm not going to lie, these things are pretty surprising, so I'm excited for you guys to see them when we head on over to the range. So I'll meet you guys over at the range in just a second, and I'll give you guys a close-up look at how he designed these. So he sent them to me, and I printed them and put them together, so I'll give you guys a close-up look at that. But before we head on over there, if you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and drop down below and hit that subscribe button. I'm sure you guys are going to want to keep up with all the fun stuff that we've got coming out in the future that we're going to be shooting with the Canon here and out of the Canon. Second, if you guys are interested in maybe hopping on board with the subscriber shot special and sending us some designs of your own to test out with the Canon here, all the information will be down below in the description for the subscriber shot special. And last but not least, I'd like to take just a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. In case you guys didn't catch my last video, you might not know that PCBWay is now a full-time channel sponsor, and that means I can take advantage of all of their vast, overwhelming array of services. But so far, I've only decided to use their 3D printing. But PCBWay doesn't just offer 3D printing services. They have things like sheet metal design, laser engraving, custom printed circuit boards, and the service that I'm going to be using for my upcoming project, custom CNC work. And I'm just going to give you guys a little sneak peek of that here. So far, all of my PCBWay orders have arrived incredibly quickly, super well packed, and you can even get an instantaneous price quote using their easy-to-use website when you submit your order. They even have tons of 5-star reviews to back up their work. So whether you're in the market for 1 or 100,000 items, PCBWay is your one-stop shop to help bring your ideas from just an idea in your head to a design on paper to a prototype that you can hold in your hand. And if you're interested in taking advantage of any of their vast array of services, be sure to check them out in the description below as well as the pinned comment. And now back to today's video. Okay, y'all, here's just a little quick rundown of how these things are put together. So he designed these and he sent them to me and I printed them out. If you guys are interested in doing that, I'm more than happy to print them for you as well. But anyway, so he designed this point on the end of it, this really sharp point with these little prongs that poked out. So I covered it in about a half a bottle of super glue, as you guys can see me doing here. All the tines, a little bit around the edge as well. I found the center spot on our noodle, our pull noodle there, and I shoved the spike down in there, got it all nice and seated down. It took a minute to get it shoved down in there all the way. And once it was shoved down in there as far as it could possibly go, I held it together and let the super glue dry. So hopefully these things will hold together under the pressure of our Canon. Okay guys, so we got another subscriber shot special. I don't know what these are gonna do. Giant Nerf darts. So we got one loaded up in the Canon. It's shoved all the way down in there. I think we're gonna have to cut these for the rest of the way. We couldn't get it down in the Canon. This thing's just a little too big and it expands, so it's kind of hard to push down the barrel. So we got it down just about that far, poking out the barrel. So let's see what happens. Okay guys, so this is about the length that we can put inside the barrel without getting stuck. So we're gonna go ahead and tear a couple of these down to this length and see what happens. Okay guys, well it looks like the actual Nerf head part separates from the projectile here. So looks like it ripped apart the prongs that hold it down in there, but maybe this is working as a beautiful little wad for us inside the Canon. That seems to be is probably my working theory at the moment. But we sure put a heck of a hole in that car hood with that Nerf head. So we're gonna add in some targets and see how these Nerfs are coming along in the accuracy department. So let's add in a pumpkin and see what happens. Okay guys, short Nerf dart number 2 with the target, so let's see if we can hit it. Okay guys, let's go check it out. These are kind of odd. So I think that pool noodle part works like a giant wad to kind of cushion the 3D printed Nerf head. So this might be a good way for us to load up our future 3D printed projectiles with one of those pool noodles behind it. But as you guys can see, that thing put a beautiful hole in our pumpkin. There's a beautiful little pumpkin noodles all the way through. There's entrance or exit, so clean hole straight through the pumpkin. Those things are pretty scary. So let's load up another one, get another target out, see how they work, and if they're pretty accurate, we'll take them out for some distance and see what we can do. Up next, we got a Coke bottle and another short Nerf dart, so let's see what happens. A quick shout out to Varden's Body Shop for helping us out with our backstops today, and to Uncle Tommy for letting us use his range. Okay guys, these things are crazy accurate. So we're gonna take this thing out for some distance and see how it does, but it looks like we put it right in the exact same hole that we did the first time. In fact, it doesn't even look like there's an extra hole. All 3 of those holes are in the exact same spot, but it smells just like peach soda over here. It's kind of the best thing to do with peach soda. But there's your peach soda. I wonder if these are part of our, I'm not sure what those are, probably came out of the hood, but there's our holes in that. So we are gonna take this thing out for some distance and load up a couple more short Nerfs. Okay guys, we got another short Nerf loaded up. We got a pumpkin out at 50 yards. Let's see if we can hit it. Got another short Nerf loaded up. Let's see if we can take it out this time. Okay guys, we've got our last short Nerf loaded up, pumpkin out at 50 yards. These things seem to be a little bit unpredictable out at this distance, so let's see if this one can buck the trend. Okay, y'all. So, out at 50 yards, it looks like Nerf darts are not that accurate. So, we had that last one aimed dead center at that pumpkin there. and it's going way low and little left. So it looks like our Nerf darts at that distance, not so good, but about 25 yards, they're dead on, and I sure would not want to get hit with one of them. So, we did learn, though, that the Nerfs probably make a pretty good way to cushion our 3D printed projectiles, so that was awesome as well. So these have been fun to play with, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, guys, well, I was rooting around over here. So I'm an easy, I don't know if you guys can quite make out how far I am away from the cannon, so way over there. So I'm probably an easy, maybe 200 yards away from the cannon, and laying right there is one of our perfectly intact Nerf heads. It stayed completely intact. Now, it did break off the little prongs that hold it in there, but the actual PLA printed Nerf head stayed together perfectly intact, and there's a little bit of blue, and this is exactly where I found it when I walked over here, just sitting there floating in that little calm spot of the water. So that's pretty neat. Well, guys, that was a fun one, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching those Nerf darts just blow up the things that they hit. I'm kind of surprised that they worked as well as they did, although it did take a little bit of tweaking, things like that, and I don't think the blue is going to stay on, the actual foam part stays on when they get fired out of the cannon, but it does seem to, however, just cushion the blow and kind of protect those 3D printed projectiles from exploding, which is kind of cool. Also some useful information to know in the future to protect any projectiles that may be 3D printed in the future from blowing up under the force of our cannon here. So if you guys did like this video, I know I sure enjoyed watching those things blow up. So if you guys did like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It's really going to help us get this video out into the world of YouTube. If you guys have any comments about things that you want to see us shoot in the future, or see us maybe test with the cannon, or maybe just some questions about the cannon as well, go ahead and let us know down in the comments, and I'll answer those for you guys as well. And thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out here till the end. Appreciate you guys hanging out. My name's Jonathan. This is my cannon, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of The Cannoneer.